Typical Scooby-Doo episodes always have haunted houses, guys behind masks, and the typical who I would have gotten away with it sort of reveal that we're normally used to seeing. However, this movie flips the script completely, having real monsters, real witches, real magic, and just feels like a whole different sort of challenge for the gang to work out. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let's dive in and find out. So, Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King, for me, isn't the first time that we've seen real monsters in Scooby-Doo episodes. For those that remember Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, that is littered with real monsters. Just check this out.
It's the fisherman! No! It's the ferryman! Maybe it's real!
That was childhood for many of us, but Goblin King seems to be quite an underrated movie with real monsters, real magic, real stuff happening. The whole idea of Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King is literally Shaggy and Scooby upsetting what you would call a normal magician. Somebody who literally makes up their own tricks and their own skills. However, when Scooby and Shaggy, after being pushed out of their little event, decides to disrupt the event and decides to show off all the behind the scenes of the actual magic tricks, ruining the Magic Kredinsky's big reveal and his magic show. This angers everybody and everybody walks out knowing his secret, and angers Kredinsky, who now wants to find real magic. In the pursuit of real magic, he finds Fairy Princess Willow, who points him into the right direction of how to get real magic. And on this pursuit, he then kidnaps Fairy Princess Willow, who is the daughter of the Goblin King, and that is like the biggest bargaining tool you can have to get the Goblin Scepter, which is the biggest magical object that they can actually get, which is real and is actually powerful. So Kredinsky decides to go down that path, and to be fair, this path isn't a path that a normal mortal should go down, messing with things that he doesn't have any idea about, and only for the pursuit of power and greed is the reason he goes down this path. He manages to get to the scepter of using the bargaining tool, but Shaggy and Scooby are trying to stop this whole idea of Kredinsky's by following down into this sort of underworld and trying to navigate their way to the Goblin King's lair to basically take the scepter so that they can stop Kredinsky themselves. See where Kredinsky is going to end up anyways, because he's a guy out of his depth. He thinks that this power is going to save everything, and when they manage to, when he managed to get scepter, he's very stupid with the decisions that he makes. And you think he's going to be quite unstoppable at near the end of the sort of film. But then that's where Shaggy and Scooby come out of nowhere, even though the Goblin King imprisoned him, and even though the Goblin King was helpless, they somehow find a way out and somehow distract him enough time so that Shaggy and Scooby can get the scepter and to stop him in his path and to return the scepter to the Goblin King. For me, this whole story is exciting, fun, enjoyable. It's not the greatest Scooby-Doo episode of all time, but also the voiceovers are worth talking about as well, because they just added fear and a different kind of dynamic to the whole script. Because Wallace Shawn didn't add fear exactly, but he added childhood nostalgia from being in several Disney projects, including Haunted Mansion, and I believe he was also in Toy Story as well.
It's the Chicken Man!
And having him in this project worked magically. And hearing Tim Curry do the voiceover was amazing. I honestly thought he was going to tear the absolute skin off Kredinsky, because the last time I heard that voice was in It.
When you're down here with me, you float down!
Exactly. He knows how to bring that villainly energy, even in something like Home Alone 2, where he wasn't exactly a villain, but he came across as a very, menacing person. These things, these roles that he plays just seem he's great at playing that daunting character. And I think in this instance, as a voiceover, honestly, he made that villain seem 10 times better than it would have done if somebody else had played that role. But do let us know down in the comments down below, what is your opinion on Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King, because I absolutely love it. To summarise this Goblin King movie review then, this is easily 7.4 out of 10 and a great film, and if you haven't yet seen our Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monsters movie review, then you need to go and watch that right now.